Welcome to my YouTube channel, friends, and this is Ricky Sambo. In today's lesson, we want to revise Mathematics Paper 1, which was written in 2023 under external candidates. So now this paper is Paper 1, and we are going to revise together. Okay, so we'll start with question 1, which is evaluate 3 raised to the power 2 plus 3 raised to the power negative 1 times 2 raised to the power 0. So now the first thing that you have to do is we write 3 raised to the power 2 plus 3 raised to the power negative 1 times 2 raised to the power 0. So the first one is we're going to expand 3 raised to the power 2, so which is 3 by 3, so we can put in brackets, and then plus, so we have to kill this negative. Now how do we kill this negative? So we kill that negative if we've been given, meaning that we can kill this negative by introducing a fraction. So it will be a fraction which is 1 over 3. So by this, it means that we've killed a negative there. So we can write 1 over 3, and then you multiply. So any number which is raised to the power 0, or any letter which is raised to the power 0, the answer is always 1. So you should always understand that principle, that any number which is raised to the power 0, then it is always 1. So it can be 100 raised to the power 0, still it is 1. So we can multiply 3 by 3 is 9 plus 1 over 3. So when you multiply 1 by 1, which is a 1 still. So when you look at the fraction that we've been given, we can introduce a 1 so that it becomes an improper fraction. So what are we going to do? We find the lowest common denominator here. So the lowest common denominator is 3. So 1 into 3, it is 3. 3 by 3 multiplied by 9, it will give us 27, plus 3 into 3, it is 1. 1 times 1, it is 1. So it is 27 plus 1 over 3. So when you add 27 plus 1, it is 28. So we're going to have 28 over 3. So this is an improper fraction. So you can change it if you want to a mixed fraction, where you say 3 into 28. So 3 into 28, you're going to have 9. And then remainder, it is 1 over 3. So that was the answer, 9, 1 over 3. So let us move quickly to the second question. So the second question is simplify 2 open bracket x plus 3y close minus 3 open bracket 4x minus 2, you close there. So what we have to do is, first of all, we've been asked to simplify. So meaning that we're going to say 2 open bracket x plus 3y, you close, negative 3 open bracket 4x minus 2. So meaning that we're going to multiply everything in the brackets with the number which is outside the bracket. So we have 2 by, so we're going to multiply 2 times 2 times x, we're going to have 2x there. And then 2 you multiply with 3, we're going to have, so plus 6y. And then we can move now to 3. So we're going to multiply 3 by everything in the brackets. Now remember, there is a negative here, so you shouldn't leave out the negative. So meaning that you're going to multiply and say negative 3 times 4x. So it will give us negative 12x. And then remember we have, so we're going to say negative 3 times negative 2. So negative times negative, it will give you a positive. So we would say negative 3 times negative 2, so it is, so we would say negative 3 times negative 2. So meaning that negative times negative, it will give us a positive. So in that case, you're going to have positive 6. So do we have like terms here? So check if we have like terms. Yes, we have. So which is 2x, and then we have a negative x there. So we would say 2x minus 12x, and then plus 6y plus 6. So meaning that we're going to subtract. So we're going to subtract 12 from 2, which is, so you look at the 2. So you have a smaller number, and then here we have a bigger number. So if we subtract 2 minus 12, we're going to have 10. And then we're going to maintain the sign from the bigger number, which is 10x. And then these, they can't work out because these are unlike terms. So meaning that we're going to just copy them just like that. So it means that here we are done. We can move to the next one, which is question 3. Factorize completely. So meaning that we've been given, which is 3x raised to the power 2 minus 27 there. So now when you look at this equation, or this question that we've been given, so we can say, first of all, we have to look at what is common. What is common between the two things or factors given. So we would say here we have 3, and then 3 can go into 27. So 3 into 27, that is 9. So meaning that we're going to say 3 open bracket. Here we're going to say x squared minus, so we're going to say 9, and then we close. Are we done here? The answer is no. So meaning that because we have x squared here, meaning do we have any number that we can multiply with so that it can give us a 9? So any number which can be multiplied by itself 2 times to give us this number, which is 9. Yes, we have. So if you can multiply 3 by 3, and then it will give us 9. So we would say 3 open bracket x squared minus 3 squared, you close. So meaning that 3 squared, when you multiply it 3 times 3, it will give us a 9. So this is a 9 which is here. And then we would say, when you look at the where we've arrived, so meaning that this is a difference of 2 squares. So we would say 3, and then x minus 3. So we'll put them in brackets, and then would say open bracket x plus 3, then we close. So it means that we've done the needful. Okay, so we can quickly move to the 4th question. So the 4th question is, find the gradient of a line which passes through the points. So we have the points, which is number 1, it is -3, -1. And then the other points given is 0, 3. So these are the points that we have. And then we've been asked to find the gradient. So how do we find the gradient? So obviously we know that the formula for the gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over, would say, x2 minus x1. So when you look at the formula that we have, this formula you have to know it by heart. So we can put here, we have, this is x1, and then we have y1, and then we have x2 there, and then we have y2 there. So we can substitute. Would say 3 minus -1, and then would say here, would say that is 0 minus, so 0 minus negative. Okay, So when you reach there, you can work out things. Would say, because here we have a negative here, so and then you multiply with this negative, we're going to have a positive. So we'd say 3 plus 1 over, and then this also a negative, we're going to have a positive, so we'd say 0 plus 3. So the answer will give us, so we have 4 over 3. So if you want, you can leave it here, or if you want, you can say 3 into 4, we're going to have 1, and then remainder 1 over 3. So this is the gradient. So it was carrying a 2 mark there. Okay, let us move to the other question. So question 5. So question 5 is shade A union B intersection C complement. So mark that there is a complement there. On the Venn diagram in the answer space below. So we've been asked to answer this question using the Venn diagram which has been given here. So now we would say first of all we have to understand what is A union B. So what is A union B? So meaning that we can give an example of A union B. So A union B, we are saying that A union B, it is the elements, if at all we're given the elements, so meaning that the elements which are found, which we can find in A and B, those are making union. So everything you have to list them. And then now we have intersection C complement. Now what I advise my learners is this. So whenever you want to find a complement, so complement means excluding. So meaning that we're going to exclude set C. So set C must be excluded whenever a complement has been given. So if they say complement C, meaning that this C is excluded. Now they are saying us shade A union B. So meaning that we have to shade the area that we've been given. So meaning that the area given is this. So this is the area. So you shade A, and then also we shade B. So don't make a mistake to shade the area which is in C. So that is the area we are shading. So that is A union B intersection C complement. So always whenever you've been given a complement, you can use your hand to cover on the set given. So for example, we have C complement. So you can use your hand to cover on set C. So every space that will remain, that is the answer. So we can move to the 6th question. So we have the position vector of A point. So P is, so we have 3, 4. Given that the point Q is -1, 1. Find, so we are finding a vector. So vector Q, that is what we want to find. So initially, to find this vector, what are we going to do to find this vector? So you'd find that a vector is given like this. So we can put it like that. So meaning that we can say we have because we are looking at so vector P and what and Q. So if you are looking at vector P and Q, obviously there must be a meeting point where P and Q are meeting. So we can put, to say, you can put any letter. So we can say if at all there is A here, meaning that A, it is where now which is joining P and Q. So if we can put here, we can say P, we say P here, and then we can say Q there. So meaning that we would say P A plus A Q. So when you look at the two, so you'd find that P A, meaning that we are going against the vector. So we are going again, so meaning that we're going to introduce a negative here. Now it is different with AQ. So AQ, it is moving in this direction. So we're going to remain, or we're going to put it like the way it is. So we would say 3, 4, and then we say that it is going against the vector. So we would put a negative there and a negative there. So plus, and then this we've been given that Q. So this is Q. So because we are looking at vectors, so we would say 1, and then we'll put it like that. And then, so we can say negative 3 minus 1, and then also 4, and then plus 1. So what are we going to have? So we would say here negative, negative. So we're going to have a positive. So we would say we are going to add, and then we maintain the sign from the bigger number. So we would say negative 4 over. So here, what are we going to do? We're going to subtract and maintain the sign from the bigger number. So we would say negative 3. So meaning that that is the answer given, or you can leave it here, or you can say negative 4 comma negative 3. Okay, so we can quickly move. Okay, so we have question 7 here. Given that P, so we have P 4, and then we have 2, and then we have negative 1, 0, and then 0, we have 3. And Q is, we've been given a matrix like that. So meaning that you have to understand and observe to say, what matrix is this? So when you look at it, you would say row by what? By column. So we have the rows, and then these are rows, and then we have columns there. So again, you have rows by column. So you can tell from that. So now the first question is the transpose of P. So the transpose of P. So when they say the transpose of P, this is the simplest one, meaning that you have to change. Rows become columns and columns become rows. So meaning that if you have, we are saying that it is a row by column. So row by column. And then it will change, meaning that it will be column by row. That is the transpose. So we would say 4, so 4, and then 2. So these are columns. These are columns. And then apart from that, we would say negative 1, 0, and then here we would say 0, and then 3. So this is the transpose of P. So this is the transpose of P. So when you compare, you'd find that here we have the rows which has changed to columns. So meaning that the columns has changed to rows. Okay, we can move. So this is A, and then we can move to B. So PQ is equal to, so we would say we have 4 minus 1, or we can say negative 1, and then we have a 0 there, and then from there we have 2, and then 0 here, and then we have 3. We are copying the original. So we are copying the original, which is, we've been given a P there, and then Q. So we can say, and then multiply, because we have to multiply. So we would say 1, 2, and 3 there. Okay, so what are we going to do here? So we'll start multiplying, which is a row by column. So we'll say 4, this 4 will multiply with 1 there. So we'll say 4 by 1 in brackets. You can put them in brackets. So, and then this negative 1, we're going to multiply negative 1 times 2. So negative 1 times 2. So we'd say negative 1 times 2, and then plus still we haven't done yet, so we'd say 0, you multiply it with 3, so we'd say 0 by 3, and then you close. So we are done with the first ones, and then so we are done with the first row, and then let us move to the second row. So we'd say 2 times, so 2, you're going to multiply it 2 times 1 there, so we'd say 2 times 1, you close in brackets, so, and then 0 by 2, so we'd say 0 times 2 plus, and then we have 3 by 3 there, so 3 by 3. So when you look at it, you can multiply to say here we're going to have a 4 there, and then here we're going to have, so negative 1 times 2, we're going to have a negative 2 there, so negative 2. And then we have here 0 times 3, so 0 times 3, we're going to have a 0 there, so that is a 0. And then 2 times 1, we're going to have a 2 there, and then 2 times 0 times 2, we're going to have a 0 there, and then 3 times 3, we're going to have a 9. So now when you look at this, so we are not done here, so meaning that we can work out things here. So we would say 4 minus 2. So 4 minus 2, we're going to have 2, and then 2 by plus 0, and then we're going to still maintain a 2 here. So we'd say 2, and then 2 plus 0, we're going to have a 2, and then plus 9, we're going to have 11. So this is the answer. Let us quickly move to question 8. So question 8, this is arithmetic progression. So we'd say an arithmetic progression is given as 1, 7, 13. Find the 80th term, and then sum of the first 18 terms. So the first one that you have to do here is to identify the numbers given. So we've been given 1, we've been given 7, and then we've been given 13. So this is the first term. So this is the first term, and then this is the second, this is the third. Now the term that we are looking for, it is the 80th. So we'd say the 80th. So that is the term that we are looking for. So first of all, you have to find the common difference. That is the first one, the common difference. So the common difference, which is D, is so the second term minus the first. So meaning we're going to say here we have 7, and then minus a 1, and then so the common difference there is 6. Meaning that from 1 to 7, 7 to 13, the difference is 6. So this is a positive. When you look, it is a positive. So meaning that when you add 1 plus 6, it will give us 7. 7 plus 6, it will give us 13. 13 plus the number that follows again until the 80th term. So now to find the 80th term, we have to apply a formula which is Tn is equal to, so we have a plus open bracket n minus 1, you close, and then a d there. So we know that n means the question now, which is the 80th term. So that is the n, and then a, it is the first term, and then we have n still, which is in this case we have 8, which is the 80th term. And then D means the common difference. So we can substitute now. Would say T, that is 8, and then 1 plus open bracket. So we have 8 minus 1, you close, and then we have a 6 there. So the first thing is you work out what is in the brackets. So we would say 8 minus 1, and then we're going to have, that is a 7, and then 6. When you multiply 6 times 7, what are we going to have? So 6 times 7, we're going to have 42. So you close, yes, so we close, and then we would say 1 plus 43, 42, sorry, and then 1 plus 42, we're going to have 43. So meaning that this is the 80th. So this is the 80th that we've calculated. Now, the second question is to find the sum of the first 15 terms. So that is the question given. So 15. So remember, you have to know the answer or the formula for finding the sum. So the formula to find the sum is, so we can, I think, let us create some space. So we can create some space here so that we can see properly what we're going to do. So if you're watching this channel for the first time, you can subscribe. Okay, so we are saying that the sum of the first 15 term, so we would say the sum is, so S is equal to, so we have n, which is the number, over 2, and then we would say 2a plus, open bracket, n minus 1, you close, then we have d. So meaning that these things or these letters are meaning, or they mean the same with the first one that we looked at, where n is the number of the n given. So in this case, we've been given a 15, so meaning that this n will be replaced by a 15, and then a, it is the first term, and then n still is, in this case we have a 15, and then d, it is the common difference that we have there. So it is very important that you know how to find the common difference, because if you mess up, it means that you're going to get everything wrong. So we would say the sum, which is 15, is equal to, so we substitute a 15 there over 2, and then here we would say 2, open bracket, we have 1, you close, plus, and then open bracket, so we have a 15 there, minus 1, you close, and then 6. So first of all, you work out what is in the bracket. So we'd say 15 over 2. So here we can say that is still we're going to remain with a 2, and then here we're going to say 14, you close, and then we have 16. So we're going to write a 16 there. So we have 16, 6, sorry, not 16, 6. So, and then you're going to multiply 6 by 14. So you would say 15 over 2, and then, so 2 plus, so 14 times 6. So 14 times 6, what are we going to have there? So 14 times 6, we're going to have 84. So we're going to have 84, and then you can close, and then you can work out to say 15 over 2, and then open, so 2 plus 84. So we are just shifting to this space. So we are shifting just, so we'd say 15. So 15, you can write to say, okay, so 15 over 2, and then would say 2 plus 84, we're going to have 86. So 86, and then you can reduce this to the lowest, meaning that 2 into 2, it is 1. 2 into 86, it will give us 43. So meaning that when you multiply 43 times, so 43 when you multiply, so we can say 15 and then 43. So you can multiply this times 3 times 5, it will give us 15. So meaning that 1, and then 3 times 1, it will give us 3 plus, so it will give us 4, and then 4 times 5, it is 20. So we write a 2 is 0, and then we carry a 2, and then 4 times 1, it will give us 4 plus 2, 6. So it will give us a 6 there. And then you can add 5 plus 0, it is 5. 4 plus 0, it is 4. And then 0 plus 6, we're going to have 6 there. So meaning that the answer that we're going to have is 645. So this 645, we can say S15 is 645. So that is the answer. So we can quickly move to the question 9. So question 9 reads, in a bag there are 4 blue bubbles, 3 red bubbles, and 2 white bubbles. What is the probability of picking at random the red marble? So meaning that we have these 3 collection of marbles. So the first one, it is the blue one, and then the second one, it is the red, and then the white. So meaning that to find the probability that he had to pick the red marble, what we're going to do is to find the average. That is the first thing to do, finding the average. So we would say 4 plus 3 plus 2. What are you going to have? So when you add 4 plus 3, you're going to have 7. 7 plus 2, we're going to have 9. Meaning that for blue, would say blue marbles will be 4 over 9. So this is the probability of picking blue marbles. And then the other one, it is red. So red marbles, so it is, so pick, we get this, so 3 over 9. So this is the probability. So we can reduce it further if we want. So 3 into 3, it is 1. 3 into 9, it is 3. And then the other one, is white. So white marble. So marbles is equal to, so we would say 2 over 9. So this is the probability of picking white marble. So now the question is, what is the probability of picking at random a red marble? So meaning that a red one, so this is the answer here, so which is 1 over 3. So that is the answer. So we can move to the other question, so which is solve the equation. So 2x squared plus x minus 3 is equal to 0. So we want to solve this equation given. So how do we solve this equation given? So we can use a quadratic function. So we can say the formula is, so the formula is x is equal to, so x is equal to b, and then we have plus minus. Okay, so we have b squared minus 4ac over, we have a 2 open 2a, so 2a, so we write 2a there. So now when you look at this, we're going to substitute and we're going to identify. So meaning that this is, would say the first one, so the first one we're going to say, so this is a, we have b, and then we have a c there. So we can substitute to say x is equal to, so we have negative, so that is a negative, and then we have 1. So we have a 1 there, so meaning that we have a b, and then we have a there, so meaning that plus, okay, so we'll say b, so b, that is b, okay, so we have a b, so b squared, that is 1, and then minus, so we have 4 open bracket a, so a, that is a 2 there, and then we can close and then open. A c, it is a negative 3 there, and then over we have a 2 open bracket, so we have a 2 there. So when you look at it very carefully, you would find that you can solve by saying, first of all, you work out, so would say negative, so 1, you close in brackets, and then we have that. So here it can work out, so 1 by 2, so it will give us 1 still, and then when you multiply, so we have negative 4 times this negative 4, so we have a negative here, so meaning that we're going to have a positive. So we would say positive, so meaning that when you multiply everything here, which is 4 times 3, so 4 times 3, and then we have even times 2, so it is 8, so 8 by 4 times 2, that is 8, and then we multiply it with a 3 there. So what are we going to have? So we're going to have a 24 when you multiply everything there. So meaning that here 2 open bracket, so we have a 2, and then so let us create some space. Let us create some space so that we can have enough space, so that we have enough space to work out. Okay, so meaning, let us copy so that we have, so negative, okay, so plus, minus, and then so here what are we going to do? So we would say 1, so 1 plus, so 1 plus 24, so over, so we would say 2 times 2, that is a 4 there. So open bracket, we have 1 plus, minus, and then we have a 25 there over 4. So we find the square root of 25, so we would say 1, and then plus, so meaning that the square root of 25, it is 5 over 4. So we can now say negative 1 plus 5 over 4, or would say negative 1 minus 5 over 4. So meaning we're going to start with this one. So this is what we're going to start with. So we would say minus 1 plus 5 over 4. So meaning that negative and a positive there. So we have a negative and a positive there. So meaning that negative and a positive, we're going to subtract and maintain the sign from the bigger number. So we're going to have 4 over 4. So 4 into 4, it is 1. So meaning that x is equal to 1, or the second one, it is minus 1, and then we have a 5. So meaning that negative, we're going to add. So we're going to add and still maintain the sign. So meaning that negative 1 plus negative 1 plus negative 5, we're going to have negative 6 over 4. So we can reduce this if we want. We can say 2 into 4, that is 2, and then 2 into negative 6, we're going to have negative 3. So meaning that the answer is x is equal to negative 3 over 2 there. So meaning that you're going to say x is equal to 1 or negative 3 over 2. Okay, we can move quickly to the next question. Okay, so the universal set E, so this E represents the universal set. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So set A, prime numbers, and set B is 3, 6, and 9. List A union B complement. So complement, I talked about it earlier. We said that always when you've been given a complement, that set, in this case set B, meaning that you have to cover on set B and everything that will remain is the answer. So meaning that let us write the sets now. So we have A, prime numbers. Now what are prime numbers? That is the first thing that should come in your mind. So now we are saying that prime numbers, these are numbers where itself can go into without any remainder. So that is, those are the numbers that we want, the prime numbers. So in this case, the prime numbers that we have here, the prime numbers, we have a 2, it is a prime number. So 3, it is a prime number. And then we have a 5, it is a prime number. Then we have a 7 also, it is a prime number. So meaning, let us write B, so set B. So set B is 3, and then we have 6, and then we have a 9 there. So now, when you look at the two sets given, so now, observe, meaning that in this case we have two sets. So we have those two sets. So we have A and B. So the elements that you can find in A are, so we have a 2. So a 2 is found, you can find it in A. So we have a 2. And then what else? So 3, it is, you can find it in both A and B. And then we have 5. And then what else? And then we have 7. And then here B, we are looking at 6. And then a 9. And then the rest, the numbers that are not part of set A and B, let us identify. So we have a 0, and then we have 1 there. And then what else do we have? What else? So we have, so let us mark that with the numbers that we have. So a 0 has been taken, 1 has been taken, 2 has been taken, 3 has been taken. So we have a 4 is not taken. So again, we write to say a 4 there. And then, so 4 taken, 5 taken, and then 6 taken, and then 7 taken, 8 is not taken. So we can write 8 there, and then a 9. Okay. So meaning that these numbers that you find outside set A and B, they are part of the universal set. So in this case, the question is A union B complement. So you can cover set B using your hand. So now when you look at the set that you remain with is set A. So meaning, in this case, the numbers that we have, you can cancel out. So we have, so 3 gone, and then 3 gone, and then what else? So we are remaining with 2, 5, 7, and then we have 6, and then 9. So now the answer given, so is the numbers that have been left and those that are outside. So here, these numbers in B, you don't have to include them because we are saying excluding. So excluding, complement means to exclude. So meaning we're going to say A is equal to, so we can write, so a 0, it is not part of B. A, it is not part of B. 1, sorry, it is not part of B. And then a 3 3 is part of B, so you're going to leave it out. And then what else apart from that? So 4, and then what else? And then 4, what else? 4, 5, and then what else? 6. So 6 is in B, so it's say 7 and 8. So these are the numbers, so meaning that these numbers are not needed, so that is a complement. So that those numbers, and then these numbers that have been left, which is the numbers that belong to set A and the numbers that belong to universal set. That is what we mean when we say A union B complement. So let us look at the other one. The following diagram shows a regular hexagonal right pyramid. So this is the hexagonal right pyramid. Find the number of planes of symmetry of the pyramid. So when you look at hexagon, so hexagon means, so that is 6-sided pyramid. So in this case you can count, so that is 1, and then we have 2, and then we have 3, then we have 4, then we have 5, and then we have 6. So meaning that how many lines of symmetry can we have? So it is 6. So meaning that you can write, so 6 planes of symmetry. Okay. So